Good morning. Good morning. We got one day before the FOMC minutes here. Pulling up book map. Getting everything going. We got the opening bell. Looks like pre-market took us a little bit lower from yesterday's rally towards the end of the day. Um, Pulling up the book map here. So we're gonna kind of see once I get the book map going. Looks like we're creating some support down here from this pre-market. Figuring it out right now. Puppy, watch out. My legs. Need my leg space. Alright, we're right on the point of control here at 44.86. About. Let's get off the NASDAQ. Wow, so we took everything back from that rally yesterday. We went right back down. That's insane here. If you look over at the 5 minute on the ES on the S&P, so we were bouncing off that support, the 70 support, and we went right back up. That's crazy. It looks like we're gonna do the same thing again today. Gotta get everything settled. So we're really pressing this 70 level continuously. It seems to be bouncing off of it pretty well, but definitely it's getting pressed. The 4500 area was getting pressed for the upward movement as well yesterday, which is kind of expected. Let's see. Still kind of getting everything set up here, guys. Bear with me a minute. So we rejected on the VWAP so far. It looks like rejecting here on the VWAP. Got a lot of liquidity at 44.91. Good amount of liquidity there, trying to bring us down. Will we crack below 44.70 today? Wow. I don't know. We haven't made a lower low, judging by this 1 hour yet. Oops. Clear out those old drawings. Hey. So we're just watching to kind of see what happens here. Retail sales, it looks like, had an effect in the market's downturn. Retail sales strong, 7%, when expected 0.4%. So that's showing inflation is still pretty high. So I'm assuming it's like some inverse correlation there. Inflation's high, market's not correcting, so we're selling off. I think a good chance we recover, but we'll see kind of the effects of that throughout the day. We have FOMC minutes tomorrow, so there's a good chance that we don't get much as far as a movement today. We'll kind of see how the day takes us. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, still getting over this dang cold. I don't think retail sales like look at this article here at 9:30. Retail sales brings the market down, blah 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 blah. Market was coming down anyways, 3 in the morning. Had that massive little dip there. So we're gonna kind of watch for a break up above the 91, 92 area. See if it can get above that, and then we'll kind of watch for more upside there. But it's pretty flat right here right now. It's got a crap ton of liquidity at 44.90. We were not seeing this yesterday. So as of right now, that's creating some resistance there. And it's weird because I'm not seeing much liquidity to the upside, mainly the downside. I'm seeing 44.55, 44.50. So do we get some more downside action today? To be determined, guys. To be determined. Here we go for another push over the VWAP. VWAP. Vidity WAP. Looks like NASDAQ's on a mission. So NASDAQ seems to be a little bit higher. Yeah, NASDAQ is higher than yesterday because was it flirting with the 300? No, this is about what it was at, projecting off the 250. Interesting. But so it's rejecting off the 250, whereas the S&P was rejecting off 4,500. So it's definitely a slight difference here. So we're gonna kind of watch to see if we get a breakthrough. Let's pull up the NASDAQ. See if we get a break above the VWAP here. NASDAQ looking like it wants to reclaim some of this action. So it looks like we're starting to get a little push through. Rejecting here at the 50. Got a little rejection there. So kind of seeing what we got going on here, guys. We rejected at the 50 level on the Nasdaq. Um, and we're definitely getting some rejection up here. So we'll see what we got going on as far as this upside. But it's looking like we could come down today. Looking like we could get some downward move for sure. Nasdaq's coming down a good amount here. Seeing if it plows through this 200 level. It'll be kind of give us a good idea here. Let me step out and grab my coffee. Be right back. All right, so we're kind of creating some support here at the 200 level. Just cracked it. Just cracked it here. We're pushing down. Uh, yeah, we're getting a nice little push down here, guys. Rejected off of that 50 area. Still coming on down. So we're below this kind of resistance, trying to crack below the 200 SMA, getting a nice sell off here. The key level is going to be the 70 once we start approaching that. It looks like we're going to come down and test that level. We're getting a lot of buyers stepping in here. It looks like on the S&P and the book map. Got an 825 contract buyer that just stepped in. So we'll see if we get some support here around 75. Definitely could get some at the 70s. Just watching as we come down. Not really comfortable shorting this here because the 70 area is huge support. 75 is pretty big support, so we're gonna be watching this. I'd kind of want to see these levels break before anything. Pushing down on 75 here. Kind of watching these buy orders and these blocks on the book map. Getting some heavy liquidity here and some liquidity at the 70. That's what I'm thinking. It looks like the looks like we're about to sweep some of that selling liquidity. 3 QQQ, I don't have that up. Let me see. I usually just look at the NASDAQ futures. 368.4. Yeah, I mean everything even a little bit. I mean, yeah, they perfectly got that right below the 200 SMA so far. So we're kind of got to see if that holds down there. I have a feeling that the S&P is kind of going a little bit lower here and could touch on the 70 level. So we kind of want to see us get down there and create some more support if we want some bullishness, like sweep some of that lower liquidity there. We are creating some pretty strong support already. We've got like 240 contracts on the S&P at 474 about, and then like almost 300 at 72, and then another almost 300 at 70. So we've got those areas down there, and over the past 3 days now, we've had that 70 support, but continuously pressing on it is definitely creating some tension. So we'll see if we get like a crack. The only time we had that crack, we we came right back above it. This was last Friday, and then we created the support, slightly cracked it pre-market, but still created support on Monday. Support on Monday, market open, and now we're here today. So watching this today, Nasdaq did perfectly sweep through that liquidity, as you said. So let's see what we got going on. If we bounce off of this, or watching the 200 SMA here on the S&P, if we reject and keep going down, then we'll look for the 70 sweep. If not, then we could maybe expect a little reversal back up, and then test the 85 and then up to 97. So now it's just a game of patience. Pushing above the 200 SMA here. I didn't really see like a massive, like, I mean, we saw like 9,000 almost volume here, but I didn't get like my massive reversal that I would have wanted to make me like buy in. Nasdaq looked better with that downward wick below the 200 SMA. That looks like a lot better of a buy. So now we kind of want to hold this 200 SMA for potentially going bullish. Keep above the 475. I'm not in a long position as of right now. Not in anything. Still just kind of waiting. With it being the day before the FOMC minutes, it's it's good to play it safe. I mean, usually days like this are gonna be a lot slower. So just see what the market gives us throughout the day. This 1 hour looks pretty good for a support. Support right there. That. How's Dow looking? Dow similar to the Nasdaq, had that bounce. It's kind of bouncing off 35,100. Had that like sweep under the 200 SMA. S&P's pressing on the 200 SMA again, still pressing down a little bit, kind of seeing if it holds now. Just waiting for a good entry for a trade here, guys. I don't like how the Nasdaq took back that larger 1 minute green candle at 952. It's still pushing down. So I think there's a good chance here that we get a little bit lower to the 70 area. And honestly, there's a good potential that we go below. We've been pressing that 70 area continuously. So I'm gonna watch the book map as we dip down. I'm not seeing like crazy amounts of liquidity on the map today right now, guys. Maybe we'll watch some come about. Even the 90 area liquidity kind of dissipated. So I mean that could be a good sign that liquidity was there just to create some resistance and then bring everything down, which it did so far. So based off of that, we'll just watch for this push, and once we come towards the 70 area. Checking on the bigger time frames. I know it's kind of a cluster with these Fibonacci levels, but this morning, 3 a.m. I don't know if that was like European markets or what was going on for that, but that just took back every like that whole move up at the end of market yesterday, which was pretty crazy. That was a wild move at the end of the market, guys. Right past the resistance and just kept us going even after the bell. I have a lot of levels drawn here, but today's a pretty look at these the top wick, the bottom wick, and like a pretty even base so far. I mean, it's a red base, so granted we've been having these downward wicks, pushing down but creating some support here. So I think it's really important to wait until we get to the 70 area to see. Nasdaq's pressing on the 200 SMA again. See if we get some support there. See QQQ. I'm guessing invalid isolation is trading. You're trading options instead because of you analyzing the QQQ instead of Nasdaq, or do you just prefer to analyze the QQQ to trade? I mean Nasdaq futures. You just prefer the to analyze the QQQ. I've heard of people doing that. I like having them both up. Like I'll have it on like a lower screen. I'll have like the S&P, QQQ, and then I keep like all my indexes Dow too. And then like some of the top performers within some of the indexes when I'm looking for a trade, like Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, some of those to give me a basis. So we're pushing down again here on the S&P. Nasdaq made a little bit of a lower low, so it's still pushing down a little bit. Like I said, until we like test the 75 area and test the 70 area, I'm gonna wait. I appreciate that, Invalid. Yeah, I've been doing this daily. I'm still fairly new at it. I just got funded on Apex last week. And yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for 2, 3 weeks now, so I'm pretty new to it. But yeah, I've been doing it daily. Besides, I miss like one day, 2 days maybe. But I tend to delete some of the live streams, like or make them private after because I kind of don't want all my content out there. Sometimes I give a lot of good insight. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So we're pushing down here still. Gonna retest the 75 area. Here we go, getting a nice push down. Let's check out the book map here. So we have a point of control for the S&P at 4,477.5. So sitting below the point of control, sitting below the 200 SMA, never really optimal time to look for a bullish position. I mean, a reversal play off the 70 mark is definitely a potential, but it's for me today. I probably won't take that, and I'd wait for some confirmation to see a nice reversal, and then to see it get back above those levels there. Still seeing a lot of big block sellers and not as many big block buyers. I mean, I saw that on the first dip here, I saw the 800 block buyer, but I haven't seen many other buyers, and then a couple up here, but I haven't seen any buying on this dip, so we're gonna watch that. Here comes the 70 test coming up, pushing through the 72.5 area now. Nasdaq getting a nice little push down. It tested on the QQQ. It tested a low of, let's see, 367.73. Nasdaq futures 15,160. Still expecting some downside. We're getting volume spikes here. So nothing's enough for a reversal. Usually we'd get like a absolutely usually large one, but we're still kind of following this little volume movement here. We can even do it here. So we'd kind of want to get something unusually like large, like break towards the 10,000 again here for a reversal. Watching these bigger time frames here, these top heavy wicks are not a good sign for bulls. Um, so I mean, granted, we just started the new hour. It's 10:03. So we gotta watch this hour kind of play itself out. Back to the book map to see what we got going on. It's like a good amount of buying and selling on the Nasdaq down here. Seeing some buyers stepping in for sure now. I saw a 350 contract buyer on the S&P S&P futures here, and I'm seeing liquidity all the way down through the 70s. So we very well could get this reversal here and continue using the 70s support. Big patience game over here. That would be a pretty monstrous reversal. Like we'd probably be shoot all the way back up to here for a good reversal, like towards the open. This accounts for normal market, like pre-market and aftermarket because it's futures. All right, we're pushing on the 70 area here. Pushing down, pushing down. Let's see what the book map's doing as we're hitting these levels. Wow, we got that nice crack through. That's pretty key. See if we hold this volume, big volume here, and big volume breakthrough. Now we just gotta use this 70 previous support as resistance. As long as we do that, we're kind of looking at a good short down here. If we come back above, that could be a good reversal point too. It's fighting. That was an impressive 15,000 volume, almost candle down through there. I did not. That would have been a good position to probably go short, honestly, but I didn't expect it to break through with the amount of volume that it did. I would have liked a short position and then create that 4470 previous support as resistance. So kind of have my stop just above there. Um, let's see if we get a rebound. Another good play that I'll be looking into is if we do find support down here and reverse back up, then I'll buy in when we cross this and use just below this 70 level as a stop, and then look for a bounce. But there's a good chance that we get choppy today too. Some confusing action before the FOMC minute. So I mean, I have on my on my order placement, I have like micros kind of loaded up. So I have lots of 5 micros that I'll be trading instead of like full mini contracts to kind of offset some of the uncertainty I have in the markets, which is what I've been doing. I did that yesterday as well. Made 6% in QQQ puts. Good stuff, man. Looking for a rebound now. So I would not be looking for a rebound. We pushed through. I mean, there's a good chance we could come back up, but I mean, breaking through that support level, unless we come back above that support level, I'm bearish for now. We saw that big volume, so there's a good chance that we get a reversal back up. But until I trade personally based on confirmation, and until we're back in creating this support, there's not enough confirmation for me, and I've lost so much money trying to find reversals, but it's better to just follow the trend until you get some confirmed movement of the opposite. Getting a good amount of support right here at 65. We'll see what we got going on. I mean, we saw a seller with 1,270 contracts push us down through. We're still not seeing the concerning part for me for reversals. We're still not seeing a crazy amount of buyers. I mean, maybe we'll start to reverse and then see the buyers step in, but it's looking pretty bearish right now, guys. And we've got more liquidity down here. So we're pushing on this previous Fibonacci level I had drawn out at the 60 about area. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm just watching this thing right now. Unable to really get a good trade on here. So the other thing I've been saying in the past streams, if you haven't been on with me, is if you look at the daily chart, we've been in such a bullish trend for the last couple months, really, if not longer. So to break below this 21 EMA on the daily, to be pushing on the 50 EMA on the daily, and to be really starting to like kind of push down, buyers aren't gonna let this thing go down easily. Like we're not gonna have like normal. Okay, this is kind of a good. I like that wick. Um, but yeah, what I was saying is buyers aren't gonna really let this thing go down easily. So if we do go down, it's gonna be like some choppy action down. It's gonna be like not following the EMAs like how it has been like going up. It's not gonna be to a T what we've had going on really. So Like I've noticed on certain downtrends, like I like everything kind of sticking. If it were going down, I like it respecting the 21 EMA. And I've seen us chop around, like break above it, break above the 200 SMA, like kind of violate like my normal like things that I like to trade, but it still continues the trend in my favor. I would just get stopped out. So I kind of have to bend my rules and kind of have to look at the bigger level and different things like price level and like order flow more so than just my normal like you can't just rely on the EMAs anyways. Like that's poor trading, but everything going hand in hand for sure. So we're getting some support here. This wick acted as some pretty good support, so I'm kind of intrigued to see if we get a reversal off of that. Sometimes you don't really get much consolidation for like a a strong reversal. Sometimes you'll just get that down wick and then shoot right back up. For a strong reversal here, we want to see it pop right back above the 70 level quick. If it doesn't do that, then we can definitely get some continuation down. This could just be like a little faked downward wick. Still looks like it's pushing down here, guys. To be determined. Kind of watching this, watching the base here. See if it pushes back below the base here. Um, Still seeing mostly strong sellers, so selling. So the selling is strong, guys. That was a crazy volume candle there. Surprisingly large. So I'm kind of watching this to see if we just have this fake breakout and my biggest level is going to be the 70 level. If we come touch back on it, whether we should buy some shorts or we come back into this area and go long. When it controls all the way up at the 77 level, still pressing down here, it looks like so far. Not seeing too many buyers yet. This level here is creating a little support for now, 64.25 ish. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Nasdaq's doing. Nasdaq's getting that push back through the 12 EMA right now. I had a price level around the 15,150 on the Nasdaq. We're right below that. So as long as we stay below that level, I think we could get some continuation down, but that's like the level I'm looking at on the Nasdaq. S&P is consolidating here for sure. Still getting these like downward wicks below the 64.25, 64.5 area. So we're pushing down still, but it looks like it's still kind of trying to sweep some of this lower liquidity until we kind of get a breakthrough. So we're just consolidating here, staying a little bit like lower highs. So that's kind of key for some downward movement. Nasdaq looks like it's getting ready for a little more of a push down, but we'll see here. Map again. Good amount of selling going on here. Good amount of sellings. So still making these lower highs here. I kind of want to have us retest this 70 level and see if we get above it or stay below. Kind of watch that level there. But probably won't let that happen. I think it will be better for a continuation of the bearish movement down if we don't come and test that 70 level. Back above 70.5 could be dangerous for bears. Nasdaq pushing up on 15,150 again. Uh, QQQ just barely broke below the 367. Kind of swept that liquidity there. So we're watching if it creates that support and it starts going back up, or what's happening? Getting that push back up to the 70. So previous support needs to be resistance now for bears. If we get back above it, I'm it's likely pretty bullish. Tapping on it. Tap, tap, tap. Looks like we cleared out a good amount of liquidity on that tap. The liquidity that was there. We only have about 127 contracts at 70 now. $70. Back above the 21 EMA. We don't have a full candle above it yet, though. We've got 578 contracts now of liquidity that just popped up. We've got fat liquidity at the 70 level, 44.70. See if we use that as some resistance here. 44.68.75. My bad, guys. Correction there. $600 contracts now at the 68.75, 187 at the 470. So we definitely created some resistance there. Looking for some continuation down now. I use Thinkorswim and combined with Ninja Trader. That's what this is right here. Thinkorswim just for charting. Just most comfortable with that. A lot of liquidity down at the 60 level. Push through the 60, 50, 44.59, and we'll have the lows off of this dip. So it's interesting level here because this is right on my fib level as well. So I'm questionable at this level. Point of control got lowered to 44.65, it looks like. So that's pretty pretty positive for some downward continuation. It's a good sign. We just gotta clear through the 60 liquidity in order to get some confirmation. Some more downward move. And it's questionable. Really don't know what to do here, guys. I'm like hesitant to short. Very hesitant on anything down here. Um, have a good one, man. Thanks for coming in on the stream, Invalid. Liquidity to the downside, seeing mainly around 44.05, something like that. Still super questionable here. This 44.60 level is key. The previous low is very key. Kind of watching. I wanna wait for a breakout of the 70 or 60 area. And until then, not really the biggest fan of anything here, guys. Still getting a push down. Got a lot of liquidity at the 60s to break through. A lot of liquidity down here. Pushing on it. Wow. Broke through with some strength there. Tapped on that 59 level. So it looks like we're getting that downward movement. That's crazy. Coming on down. Buyers are nowhere to be found right now. Buyers are out of chat. So we want to hold below the 59 level for some bearishness. We want to reverse off it for bullishness, but not seeing many buyers up here. Looks like bears might have the win today. Just might, but we're watching this level here, guys. No liquidity to the upside today that I'm seeing on the S&P or the NASDAQ. Some buyers stepping in here, just like 190 contracts, nothing crazy. Needs to break below this low and hold it. There we go, getting that push again. Nope, no breakthrough yet. Definitely not seeing enough as far as buyers stepping in. I'm seeing liquidity pop back up at the 70 area, which is interesting. So I wonder if someone's trying to look for a reversal here. It's crazy that that bullish run that we had end of market yesterday just completely got taken out, and now all these all these bears are just bringing the market down. It's wild to see in my eyes. Made that low at 58.5. Still pushing down, it looks like. Getting that push down. So we are below the 60 level now. Fighting around it, fighting around this level here. Ten 37 a.m. and we are going down. Let's see what we got. A lot of liquidity at the 100s on the Nasdaq. Getting a little rebound here. Let's see if this is a little reversal that we're getting. Like I said, the 60 level was pretty key for me, so we're touching on the lows from the other day. It's too early to tell anything as of now. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Guys, someone came knocking on the door. Back here watching this thing. Point of control up at the 65.25, about 65.5. Testing these levels here for sure, so kind of just watching to hold the 60, see what happens there. No problem. Bye. All right, looks like we're getting a push up. So We won't really get any confirmation of a reversal until we get above the 70 level, like I said. Get above point of control, get above 50 EMA, get above the 70 level. It's kind of what I would look for. As of right now, we're still going down. We'd want to see this 1 hour close above the 70. Real big buyers stepping in. It's just pushing up to the point of control here. At the point of control, let's see if it gets through. Just tapped on the point of control, didn't go through yet. Just a nice light tap. Tap, tap. Nasdaq's looking a little reversally. It's pushing up here. Everything's trying to kind of bounce off of those 60 lows. So we get above the point of control though, and above the 70 level, I think we're still pretty bullish. But we'll see. I am. Alright, point of control. Point of control gotten through. 50 EMA here, let's see. Picking up some momentum here. Getting some big sellers coming around. 538 contracts right there. Trying to keep this thing down. $812. Wow. Putting the pressure on. It's looking pretty strong here, guys, for a reversal. I mean, we're pushing above the 50 EMA. We're pushing towards the 4470. We're above the point of control. Hey, Hefe, how's it going this morning, man? we doing today? So this reversal is looking pretty good here. We want to hold above the 50 EMA, and we want to get above the 70 for this reversal. And it looks like we are getting this push up, guys. Getting our push. Gaining some traction. Next, I want to see this 70 break. Above 70, above 200 SMA. We're pretty golden. This hourly needs to close up here. Tapping on the 70 mark again, so this is going to be key for a breakthrough. Tearing through the 70 liquidity. Let's go. Let's push through it. NASDAQ is ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. NASDAQ needs to push through the 62 area. Well, break through that lower high. Still creating some resistance at the 70. I want a strong push through, guys. I want the strong push. Nope. Not yet. Could we come back down off of this level? We'll see. I'd be looking for a touch on 44.85 probably next if we break through the 44.70 area. As long as we get above that 200 SMA. Get above and hold that 200 SMA there. Keep on keeping on. Got a lot of liquidity at the 65 level. I'm seeing on the book map. Kind of got to make sure we hold that now. Looks like we're going to come test that area. Maybe, maybe not. Still fighting here. Fighting on both sides. Buyers and sellers combined. Nasdaq looking a little bit more bullish. Here's a little push down, a little retrace from this run up to 70. Watching the 65 area of liquidity. Point of control right there as well. 65.5-ish. Took out that liquidity there. So now let's see if it kind of uses that level as a support or what we got going on. Bought in 5 more contracts of micro there. I'll have a tight stop on those. Tighter. Probably stop those out at the 35 area. Back below the EMAs here. That's not good. Want to see this level hold. And then we want to see us push above the 70, like I said. We might see a slight more movement down here, but we want that to get picked back up really quick. A lot of liquidity at the 70s. Whole lot of liquidity there, guys. So we're fighting at the point of control here on the S&P. Want to get back above these EMAs. Nice little push on the Nasdaq. Smaller push on the S&P, it looks like. Now to get above this 50 level on the Nasdaq. Come on. We're trying to figure out what's going on here. Trying to figure out if this is a reversal or we're using the 70 as resistance. Hanging out slightly above the point of control, which is good, but below the 50 EMA, which is not so good. Patience now, patience. If we break down below this 64 level, then we might get out of our position. 64 on the S&P we're looking at to hold. We're watching that with NASDAQ. NASDAQ's fighting up. NASDAQ is definitely pushing up. Oof. Rejection there. Little rejection. Come on. Hanging just below the point of control here now. I don't like that. S&P is struggling to get back up. NASDAQ did not break above the 60 level there. S&P did not break above the 70 level. So, let's see what we got going on here. Kind of basing it off this candle down, see if it wicks back up pretty quick. See if buyers are stepping in still. It's looking kind of rough. About ready to close this out. So we can make a move here. Every time buyers step in, sellers seem strong today. Here we go. Making me nervous there. I was approaching my entry. So I think my stop realistically is about, I mean, if I give it some lenience, it would be like 125, but I should make it at break even. Should be 131. See if we bounce here, see kind of what we got going on. Want to get back above this 50 EMA, want to get back above the 70 level like I said. Still in this bearish movement down, and I'm playing a risky play here, trying to do this reversal. Playing it risky. Just saw this good level. S&P is getting a little bit more of a push than the Nasdaq right now. Let's watch this liquidity at the 70 as we come up. See if it starts to press on it and really eat it up. Here we go. We don't push through it this time. That might not be good. I might get out. Third time of resistance isn't the best. Giving it another candle, a couple candles. Don't fail me now. Got a lot of liquidity at that 67 to 70 area. 68 to 70. Pushing up on it again. Not like that was the strength that I want though. Alright, I'm seeing us push through it a little now. Here we go. Watching the book map here. Got through a lot of the liquidity, but we're still stuck on some of it there. 200 contracts about, and they keep loading up contracts. We want to see a big push. All right. Pushing through it, pushing through it. We got some at 71. Push through it. Keep going. Don't reject here. Keep going. Oh, I don't like this. Keep going. I wanted a big push. Here we go. Here we go. $72 is my next level. We're making a higher low, and breaking this lower high. So that's good. Ooh, back above the 70 level. I like that. Don't Now we kind of want to hold that. Don't come back below here. Key for key for buyers here. Next level is getting above the 200 SMA. It's going to be the next level for me. I don't like that we just popped back below the 70 area. It's questionable right there. I want us to hold this. As that coming back down a little bit. Don't do me dirty. No matter how much these sellers are fighting, it still seems to be going up. I think buyers were hoping for some stops to be hit and like trigger a big and from that. Let's see. But we're just slowly chugging up, it looks like. Liquidity up here at 73. About 72.75, 73. Here we go. Next level we gotta clear is this 200 SMA, guys. Above the 200 SMA, and I am happy. Starting to see some liquidity pop up at like 44.80 and stuff. Some upside liquidity, so I'm liking that. This 200 SMA level is just key here, though. Nasdaq and the S&P are both on the 200 SMA here. Nasdaq got a big rejection off of that. Seeing a lot of sellers stepping in. It's about the 61 fib of a retracement from the move from this morning to like this kind of price level. So if we don't break that, I don't like it. 61's key. The 75 mental area, the 200 SMA, 61 retracement. We've got an older retracement there. We've got support turning resistance. We need some strength. We're seeing a lot of sellers here. Coming up to test this level. Getting our little push. There we go. To the 200 SMA. Come on, buyers. Keep it going. We saw this big candle here for the sellers pushing down. So we took back that candle. Oh, we're trying at that candle. So we want to hold above that. Hold above that and get above this 200 SMA. Come on, crank this out. Crank it out. So we had a tap on the 200 SMA, nothing through yet. Gonna keep watching the book map. Nasdaq's pushing hard. Nasdaq at the 75, 77-ish. I want to see a nice little rip up to 80. 80 here. Nasdaq getting above the 200 SMA. Wow. Let's go Nasdaq. All right, it rejected at that 80 level. Come on. I would be a fool if I didn't take some profit here. I'm trying to close it at the 77. Don't screw me now. 76. Let's lower it. Oh, it's freaking running away from us. Alright, I took some profit there. I would be a fool if I didn't, guys. I can always buy back in too. Keep it going up. Keep it going. I might close out this position here if we don't get the breakthrough. And then maybe buy back at a later point. Watching it. Finger on the trigger. Here comes that push for the S&P. Touching on the 200 SMA here. Touching on the 80 level. On the NASDAQ. Still can't break through yet. It's not good. Alright. We're out for now. NASDAQ looks like it's getting ready to dip a little bit. We can buy back in potentially. Otherwise, that was a good trade, guys. Got 800 profit on that. So I'm happy with that. Up to the 200 SMA. Maybe we'll watch like test of this 60, 59 area. But we saw a lot of sellers there too, which had me slightly concerned. So this is kind of where I'd want to enter again and have a tight stop. 57.5. Wow, slight dip and then right back up. Okay. Ah, Nasdaq's looking a lot stronger than the S&P. It's really fighting that 200 SMA there. So you see how I had that mapped, that candle earlier for the, since we're out of a trade. See how I had that mapped, that candle, the trend earlier, the break, got some downtrend. That's what we wanted to see. Big candle break, create some. Immediately have this as resistance. Then we had this previous Fibonacci level and previous lows. So that was pretty key. And we had a nice little support get created there. So that was, and then raise the, raise that stop right here. All good trade. Based off of just, I like having these older fibs. I know it's a lot on the chart here, but based off of today's fib levels, like I'm basing it on like this kind of accumulation here. So we kind of, based off this downward movement, we retraced we retraced 38.2%. Well, a bit more because we came down more, but we hit that 38.2% retracement at the 61.8 body. Um, so it very well could just like be tapping on the 200 SMA and then come back down, especially with all the selling here. So we gotta watch to keep above the 69 area, 69.70. Looks like we're gonna get a little dip, but back below that 69 area could be a little bearish. This is like our trend up that we got going on right now. How we doing today, Hefe? You making some bread? Making some of that moolah? Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Are you still in a position or how you doing? I was a wuss and took profit. Hey puppy. Hey puppy. 10:18. 11:18 Eastern. You were gonna buy it. Going to buy a candle club. And no holding a puppy. I know, right, man? Wait, what do you mean you were gonna buy? Were you short? Oh yeah, don't 11:18. You don't want to be buying there yet, man. That's the resistance. That's the 200 SMA. You don't want to buy until we shoot through it and then retrace a little bit. So we're coming on that 69 level right here. We're watching this. I hope you didn't buy at that 11:18 candle. Hoping for you, because right now would be um as long as we hold this trend and hold the 69 kind of level, right now would be a better area. But I'm now, after I made that good trade and I'm up on the day, I would be personally waiting for a break of the 200 SMA for myself. So I'm looking for one of many things. Hold this trend, hold this like 60 69 area, like previous support. So we kind of don't want to dip too much lower here. We got a little bit of a leeway touching this trend. Maybe let's try some. Should we? I'm not gonna do it just because we're back below the 70 area. Cracking on this trend line. So I'm not doing that. And I'm kind of glad I'm not. Let's see. So Nasdaq looks a little bit more supportive here. Nasdaq's kind of got to hold the 50s. So we're still making this higher level, but it looks like it kind of wants to come down now. And below the 69.70 level, I'm not risking it. So I'm gonna wait for, if I'm going bullish on it again, I'm gonna wait for it to crack the 200 SMA. That's my that's that's for me. That's how I'm eating. And for bearish, if we crack below, maybe below this level again, or definitely this level. Like I said, we're not going down without a fight from these dang bulls. Look at that. Look at that move that we had yesterday on the hourly. Pull it up for you. Oh, I am on the charts. This move. So we support, and we were like creating some resistance right here all yesterday. Then we had that massive rip through. So solid move right there for that. Looks like we're coming back down, guys. That's crazy. Crazy to me. Let me see if I can update my animation character. Can I do a panda hold puppy? Can I combine two? I can do like an actual dog, I think. No, can't. Can do Doge. Doge. Let's let's make some. Let's get some fun going on. That covers the whole thing. Hat. Do we want a hat? Do a hair hat? Hats do not work well on the dog. That's pretty styling. Pretty styling there. All right, looks like we recovered that. Wait, what is going on here? Oh no, I wanted the hat. Or the glasses, I mean. There we go. All right. Let me go back to actual trading. All right, so we popped back above. Didn't hold, closed at what do you mean 0.659? 69 69 5 huh? 0.659. Congrats. What you saying here, man? I'm trying to understand. So we still made this higher low. That's why I didn't want to go short or long. I was giving it time here. Uh, Gaining this momentum back up. We're pushing on the 200 SMA again. So we broke this trend, but I mean, can't, like I said millions of times in my videos, don't rely on a trend line. You just see higher low, higher low. We're pushing on the 200 SMA again. I wanted us to not trade anything for bullishness below this 4469, 4470 area. And I want personally confirmation to break the 200 SMA. Break the 200 SMA, kind of come back a little bit. Maybe we'll hop in early, but this is what I got going on right now, guys. So we're watching that. Um, Watching the break of to make higher highs off of this 4458 low. So now we kind of got to give it time. Make it crack through there. I'm gonna make sure that do this. Does it not show the? It doesn't show if it's Nasdaq or what it is. All right, well I guess it won't let me do that. That's some BS. All right, well I have the Nasdaq pulled up on the right, S&P pulled up on the left here. Um, so on I'm on the 1 minute. I'm on the 1 minute, but I have when I pull up my charting, I have 5 minute, 15 minute, or 30 minute. I switch between them. Let's do 15. 1 hour and the 1 day. So I keep those up at all times. I'm big on the bigger time frames. But as of right now, we're just watching higher lows, higher highs being made, and we need this crack through the 200 SMA. So kind of 180 area just above on the Nasdaq, 4475 just above on the S&P. And until we get that crack, I'm stagnant. I'm not taking a trade. It's lunchtime almost anyways. kind of slow. So we need some volume crack. We've got still a lot of sellers on the book map. Let me check. Not as many as we did on this first touch. So we kind of had a lot of sellers fight this on the first touch. Um, it didn't pan out. Buyers stepping back up, and it looks like we'll get this. Looks like we'll get a break above, but until we do, this move from market open, kind of the high of market open, the base of these candles, to this first real like dip area of support below this support is kind of where I mapped my fib level. So we're retracing to 38.2 like I said. So I'm just being cautious here because with the move down we could just retrace and then keep pushing down. Could be a little like bear flag here if we look at it on the 5 minute. Could just be getting like, so that move was just like a wick below if we look on the 5 minute. Redraw his channel. So look at that here. So we could be just getting like a little channel up and then kind of wait to see if we break it to a certain direction. So this is kind of worth watching on the 5 minute. And until we get a move, I'm keeping my profit. What do you regret, Hefe? Did you take a position or something? Elijah, appreciate you tuning in and joining the stream, man. I know the Fibonacci levels are a little overwhelming on here. Sorry guys, but I deal with it, so I'm sure I'm sure y'all can. It's a very useful tool. So these ones on the left, these are from like the main pull down on August 4th. So I kind of keep those up because it's respected these levels really well. It's created, look at how it did this support here. So it's respected those really well. So I keep those. And then this is just the ones from today, which I'll probably end up deleting at some point. But I'm kind of just watching to see what it retraces here. So 38.2, 50% retrace coming up at just above 4475. So you had an order at 15149. Pull up that for you. You had a um buy order at 149, or you sold and took a loss for 10 points. There we go. Got our push above the 200 SMA here, guys. Keeping us going. You bought? Oh, so you closed out too early. Guys, that's a reoccurring theme that I still struggle with sometimes. Taking profit a little too early, and that's why I go over many times on my videos scaling, selling out certain amounts. Like instead of buying one mini, buy 10 micros. Then you can scale better. Once I hit the 200 SMA, I was out, but you could have scaled out 7 micros and then held on to three, maybe even bought back to the seven here, and then held on. And it's all about scaling. All about scaling, and I will say that many times moving forward. But I mean, you can't be mad. Don't get upset that you made a good trade and you took profit, cuz profit's profit. If you get greedy and expect $1,000 days every day, you are not gonna be successful as a trader. You're gonna be looking for too big of moves and not expecting chop and holding positions too long. So taking 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 profit early is definitely better than um, holding on too long and getting stopped out in the negative. So we had a perfect little touch there on that 50 retracement level. We're still holding above the 200 SMA though, which is kind of key now. We just want to stay above the 200 SMA. A little hippie dog here. Let's mess with him. It still looks like some pretty strong bullish signs, honestly. And I might, if we dip down on the Nasdaq, I might take an entry on the 200 SMA, small, just for a push up maybe to the 15,200. I kind of gotta go on the book map. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna put it's let's see if it hits. No problem if it doesn't. So I'm fully expecting another good push up here. We're getting a lot of selling though. So key thing is holding the 200 SMA, guys. You're seeing a lot of liquidity at the 44.80 area. I don't think it's gonna give me this fill. Nasdaq's fighting to go up. Doesn't want to fill me on this. You're short? You sold? Sold right now? What? You're right? I'm confused. Fill me in, Hefe. Since the Nasdaq's not dipping to what I want, maybe we can get a position on the S&P. $44.4. All right. Well, that we did. We got an instant fill there, guys. Oh, back below the 200 SMA there. That's not good. All right, so we're gonna make the low of that candle our stop. Low is 73. So we're gonna go 72, 75. All right. We recovered that nicely. I'll take it. Boom. Boom, boom. We have a lot of liquidity up at 77, 7 area. So we gotta watch this as we go up. Careful with the over trading. I was trying to get long. Above the 200 SMA, Elijah, I'm more bullish. But there's a good chance that we could just be retracing these moves. So I have a tight stop on this. I'm in 5 micros at 4474. on the S&P with a stop at 4472.75. Good chance I could get stopped out, but playing a little play off of the 200 SMA here. Looking kind of rough. Getting back below 200 SMA. I'm gonna close out if I get the fill here, guys. I don't like it. Close out for a small loss. It's battling around the 200 SMA too much. I'm kind of rushing a position. There's a good amount of liquidity up here, all the way up to 4480, and it's kind of pushing below the 200 SMA. So I hopped out of that. Good thing I did. It's dipping here. So, like I said, there's a couple things that could happen. This could be just like a giant bear flag here. Let me go back to the chart. This could be a giant bear flag on the 5 minute, like kind of channeling up. And then if we get a breakdown, we could very well come down to like 4450 area, like something like that. Because we've retraced 50% of this move so far down to here. So we're watching like these levels and watching the liquidity on the book map. So we're just gonna play it safe and wait for definitive entries. As of right now, we're bouncing off of this low. So you have to take things at face value. So we are making higher lows and higher highs so far. Higher lows here, 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 and so far here. Higher highs here, here, here. So until we kind of like break out of this channel to the downside or like whatever happens, um, especially below this 4470 level, then I'm just waiting. Better to be patient. Big moves probably gonna happen during lunchtime. Exactly, Elijah. Trading, from what I've learned, is best when you only do like a couple trades a day, and you really have precise entries that you're extremely confident in. There is no problem missing out on a trade, guys. Never have that mindset where it's like the trade I took, for example. It was risky. I played this bottom on except I was watching the S&P, but I was playing the Nasdaq. I played the bottom and watched it come up to the 200 SMA. But I could have not taken that. But even though I didn't take, even though, let's say I didn't take that, even though I wouldn't, if I didn't hypothetically take that, like I wouldn't be upset that I missed out on the trade, guys. If you look at it like that and like need every dollar in the market, that's gonna be greed and that's gonna hurt you. So we're down. We tried popping above the 200 SMA and we're down below. And Honestly, that's giving me some bearish vibes here. Have you exited when your mind told you best to exit, and there's nothing wrong with that? You exit when you trust your gut. So like I said, confirmation for me would be kind of below here. But it looks like it's about to push on the 7-3. Oh yeah, you said you were short too. I mean, don't look at it like that. Like you can always there's more trades. Like it's better to exit early and take profit than exit late and take a loss. See if this is a better channel. I'm trying to draw a more precise channel here. I'll use this low. See, we're bouncing up again, Hefe. Like you're you exited the best that you thought, and look at that. It's bouncing up again, so ain't nothing wrong with that. That's kind of what I got to the best of my abilities. These like wicks I'll keep to the outside of this channel. Try to keep it balanced. I think key is this 4470 level and the 200 SMA. These are all key factors here, guys. Oops. And then breaking of lower highs or lower lows or higher highs or higher lows. I'm gonna step out here for a second, guys. I'll be right back in like 2 minutes. Still just chopping in the channel. Nasdaq's got a lot of liquidity. Down at 15,135, up at 15,000, all the way in like the 90s to the 200s. S&P's got liquidity up at the 78s to the 78s to the 80s. I'm seeing a lot, and then a good amount down at 44.50, 44.60, 44.50, 44.65. We've got the point of control pretty much lower. So it's interesting if we bring the point of control back to this it would probably be around the view up 42 at 44.78. Not much going on as we're chopping around the view op, and we are entering lunchtime anyways here, guys. So I think we get a good amount of chop in over this next hour, but I think there's a good chance we get a solid move, but I don't think it will happen just yet. I think we might have some time. I've had a cold and a sore throat, and I do not have any honey here, but I do have Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey. Do you think that would work the same? Obviously, I'm not going to be drinking right now, but there's two things that I'm keeping in mind right now. We're we're pushing through all of the selling that's going on. Pushing through selling, and bulls are proving to bring this thing up. Sellers, that's one thing. Sellers are still prominent here. Sellers are still here. Sellers are fighting this 200 SMA. We're doing this channel, which could turn into a bear flag. So that's thing number two. And both things contradict bearish or bullish. So we kind of gotta watch this channel break and watch liquidity on the map. I just saw 531 contracts go up right here at 4475 area and disappear. The liquidity didn't get filled. They just temporarily put up those contracts to try to create some resistance and then took it away. So I'm not, there's no like direct meaning that I have when I'm saying that. It's just notable. And that does occur sometimes. It's a very large amount of contracts to do that with. 531 contracts. I wish I had the funds to throw around 500 contracts of the S&P, and I'd be a billionaire. All right, we got Elijah thinking it's going lower. So, we don't have many people on the stream, but how do I do never so I'm still fairly new to this, but I want to do a poll to see if we're going lower or higher. I'm gonna Google how to do a poll on YouTube. Let's see how to do this. Uh, Anyone know how to make a poll on YouTube Live? Maybe I need more. May need more in the chat. I don't know. Sure, guys. The bottom of the chat window. Oh, here we go. I got it, guys. There we go. I don't know why it has yes or no, but just to. You think Elijah thinks he's wrong? um, we'll see, Elijah. I mean, Bulls are definitely proving some resilience. They're fighting this battle here. So we cracked the 50. Now we're going to 44.80 here, it looks like. That's the next level. NASDAQ well above the VWAP now. Nice. I'm just watching this thing cruise up. I am not trading it, guys. Up 100%. Elijah says up. I believe that was Elijah. All right. So we think we're going up. So we've still got these other retracements here, guys. Let's extend this channel. So, I mean, it's definitely looking strong. So we've got this retracement of the 38.2 and the 44 and the 20. What's this? Forget what it's 23%. 38 and 23. It's 50-50. I think as of now, we're doing higher lows and higher highs, so it's definitely looking strong. And until we get go my thought process is go with the flow until you're proven otherwise. So we were in a downtrend and I took a risky trade not going with the flow here, but I had a tight stop. And then we saw higher lows, so it ended up being good. Oh, now we're looking for this 200 support on the NASDAQ. Nasdaq gonna give us some 200 support, gonna keep us going up. Keep it above the VWAP. I didn't really have time to show it, but I took a small little trade there on the Nasdaq and got stopped out instantly. So I didn't really have time to show that because I got in and immediately kind of stopped out. Took like a $20 loss there. That was not what I was looking for, guys. Thought we were gonna be able to hold the 200. Like I took it just below the 200 and hold the VWAP, but it did not go like that. Let's end that poll. Wow, we came right back down to the 200 SMA, guys. Still pushing up though. Still chugging along. All right. I'm not catching anything right now here. Close. We're going short maybe. Wow. Nice dip here. Time to go short. Time to short the market. See if I can get a better entry. Don't fake me out. For short, we want to see us push back below the 44.70. Um, that's kind of key here. It's like a big loss there, guys. Trying to go long and now I'm short. You kind of getting chopped around here. Playing with fire. Trying to hold this 70 level again, and we need this break for confirmation for short. There we go. Pushing, but not fully below yet. fighting down here at the 69.70 area on the S&P. I don't like the support it's holding up at. Come on. Finger on the close trigger. Getting below here. Getting a sell off now, finally. Reclaim some of these losses I took. We want to end this candle pretty far down. That was kind of rough how it came back up, but I think we're pushing down here now. We're below that 70 level, and I fully expect 44, 50, 55-ish, 44, 60, like retest lows again. I see some strong selling here through the point of control. Forgot that we're above that, which I don't really like. Probably take an exit by the point of control and try to get in a better entry. Point of control is at 4465.25 or .5, somewhere around there. Slowly but steady down. Nasdaq's being a little bit more resilient to go down than the S&P is. I'm not really a big fan that I took the Nasdaq trade over S&P for that reason. I'd like to see a push to below 65. I want to get to the 50 level at least. I'm going to look to probably take profit at like 50. Nasdaq doing everything in its potential to not go down. So we're watching for this hold of the 70 area. Debating getting in another Some more contracts here. Oof, I forgot. All right, I'm not a fan of this. I tried to close out of those contracts, but whatever. Stop will be 86. I'm not liking the recovery on that. I took profit there. Um, it was kind of a risky trade I was in. I had my heart racing and lack of confidence, and I did not like that, guys. Entry and everything was just off on that. I think there's a good chance 44, 63, 25. Yeah, so I think there's a good chance too. I was just not a fan of. I took my first five contracts down lower than I should have. Nasdaq was not dipping like I wanted. I mean, I just wasn't too happy with the trade. I think there's a good chance we have a lot more room to go as well though. I think it's just I think it's just about chopping down, and I don't like that we're above the point of control. Point of control we tapped on, or we didn't tap on yet. And I guess I could have held this thing, but I was getting nervous. I was getting nervous there, guys. Nasdaq's starting to sell off a little bit better. I think the Nasdaq is definitely going to come down and touch like the 150 area. Has good potential too. The S&P down to this 44.64 area. It's just going to be a choppy ride down. What laptop? What's a good lap? Oh, what's you're asking me? What's a good laptop to trade off of? Um, I don't have. I use a PC. I don't have a laptop to trade off of, but definitely not a MacBook. I mean, you can use basic charting on a MacBook, but I just like having. I have like a lot more stuff open in front of me. So like if I were to do trading on a laptop, I would need one of those like laptops that have you seen like where you can attach two screens kind of side by side next to your monitor on your laptop? I would probably get one of those, but as far as a laptop goes, I mean, you can customize in Google. Like I don't really know for certain myself, but like I know like you can just search best laptops for day trading and like find something with like just kind of customized. I mean, any like gaming laptop essentially is going to be pretty good for trading as well. And then you just want to look for like certain things. Let's see. Um, this is computers. Yeah, I mean, I've heard isn't like Riser a brand or something like that? I've heard of those. The Alienware is a gaming one that I'm sure would be good, and then just customize it for the speed and everything that you need for trading. We had a lot of buying going on here. Watch this thing pop back up into this channel. See, this is why I didn't really like the position I was in, so I got out. I'm seeing a lot of buyers holding levels, trying to hold levels. If it goes down, it's going to be an uneasy route down. Let's see. Let's see if we go up. See how this plays out here. It's looking too damn. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, it's looking like that was kind of a fake out. Going back up again. We're above the 70 level. I think buyers just trapped some of these shorts here and faked them out. We're getting ready for a good move though. It's looking like to the upside though. If you were to ask me, I think since we're above the 4470 again, um, just gotta hold this low. Yeah, we're pushing up, pushing up here. Nasdaq wants the VWAP here. Everything's kind of cruising up. That recovery and fake out was insane. Did you get in long on the on that dip, Hefe? Should have done two contracts. You trading minis or micros? Micros. Trade what you're comfortable with, man. Did you get long off of this bounce down? I mean, there's a good chance looking at the 5 minute here. There's a good chance like we had this breakout of the channel. We see us like come back and touch the channel and put some resistance on there and come back down. Like or just come up to this 200 SMA and come back down here. It's a tough read on this. It's tough when I see buyers stepping in, but us moving down. I see seeing like everything all around. I think this 70 level isn't really acting as good support resistance for me today, so I gotta start ignoring that. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna come back down. So that was just like, let's see if we hold the 200 SMA here. So it's just could have been like a channel break, little retracement, and now we come back down. If we're looking big term, that's like kind of what I'm looking at, larger scale. Getting a nice sell off again. Beat on the dip. It's really if buyers have enough strength here, but it looks like it wants to come down. I took a little entry position back on the S&P because I'm trying to look bigger picture. Took a little entry there. Um, see what we got going on. Always does this. Right. So I'm comfortable holding that for now. A lot of chop. A lot of unnecessary chop here, which is why I said like if we go down, we're just not going down easily. It's gonna It's gonna be a tough way down. So now it's just a game if sellers can really push through push through all these buyers here. But my price target on this is right here. Then if I get an entry for more, I'll look for more. All right. Didn't get that fill on that. Dang. I don't think I did. Tried to get 5 more micros at 72.25. So the 15 minutes looking a little. I don't like that. It looks like there was a lot of support here, and then a good retracement. That 15-minute looks like it's trying to create some support here too. Let me go to the bigger chart. So like it looks like it's really creating this support here, which I'm not a big fan of. Honestly, I might be getting out of this trade, guys. It might just be done for the day. Let's see if follow it down, kind of go onto the chart. Um, see what happens here shortly. I just make my adjust my stop. See if we can get some movement down now. Otherwise, I'll be out. We just didn't get that. All right, so 67.5 is where we have 67.75 is where we have a big buyer on the S&P, someone that's been sweeping contracts. So I'm gonna try to get filled just above that. See if I get that. So I saw a lot of, yeah, it's like 67.5 or 67.75 that I was seeing that buyer step up. So I'm just taking a small little profit there. We could likely go down more. Or we get our little snap down through that buyer. Um, but with the support we created here and support we're trying to create here, I mean, I'm comfortable with the profit I'm at, guys. 8:30 on the day. And maybe I'll check back on later and take some profit or take some trades then, but Yeah, 44, 63, 25. I mean, so I was aiming for like this kind of this candle here and like point of control. So my target was more like 64 area, which it looks like we're gonna dip down to, but it's just not going easily. And it's very choppy down, which I don't like. Like all of the movement to the upside is a lot more with ease. Everything to the downside besides this morning is like look at this, like all the way back up to the 200 SMA, back down to here, creating support. Like it's just not going down in the way I want it to go down. So, I mean, unless you bought at the 200 SMA here and have a tight stop there, and I were to just hold through, then that would be a good one. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. I think good chance down to the 64s. Good chance even below. It's just choppy. So I might set some alerts. Let's see. What's up, doggy? I mean, I think a good hold with a stop to the downside is very likely, but so dang choppy. Ah. Did you guys see that article that came out um, from the 13F filings? So 13F filings show when a company uh, over a certain price level has to like release these on a 13F filing, what trades it does. I mean, it's delayed, but the one I'm talking about specifically is from Michael Burry, the guy who was the Big Short was about from the real estate crash. But there was an article that I've been seeing blowing up mostly yesterday about how he was short from his 13F filings around June 30th, like millions of dollars on put options on the S&P and Nasdaq. So I thought that was pretty interesting to read. I mean, it's very delayed. I was from June 30th, I believe, like I said. So all that information is delayed, but he was short. Whether he's in those positions or not still is unknown, but interesting to find that out and to watch where like big money is going. See, it's like trying to create support. Looks like it's creating support, goes up, and then we get this big red candle down. Nice sell candle there though. As long as it closes down. Yeah, it was a good sell candle. I'm funded with Apex. I don't like Top Step. Top Step keeps your money. Top Step like makes you leave 50% in. Screw that. I'm funded with Apex and I use Take Profit Trader as well. Take Profit Trader is there's a link and everything in my like description of this live here, I believe. Take Profit Trader. It's a little bit more expensive than Apex, which people don't like, but it's a lot better in the sense where once you pass your eval, you can and once you get above that like for 50K you get above 2,000, so like 52,000, you can withdraw like within that day. So like You can have any day withdrawals. You can withdraw up to like up to leaving in that certain amount as long as you leave in that certain amount and withdraw as much as you want. And their support's amazing. Like I just like them a lot better. So I always think that one's the best. Apex people like because it's cheap, um, which is nice, and you can have like a 20 up to 20 accounts. But a lot of people just think it's cheap and end up spending a lot of money over time. Oh, the other good one with Take Profit Trader is once you pass your eval, you can have up to 3 resets of your funded account. So you get 3 resets of your funded account. I'm not sure what the price is, but that's pretty nice too. So there's that. But no, I am not a fan of Top Step. Yeah, check them out. Link is in my bio. If you could go ahead and support me, go through that link and my promo code's listed. Would appreciate that. Mean a lot to support the channel. Um, it's 50% off through my code and through the website in general. 50% off. It comes out to like for a 50K, it comes out to like 85, $80, something like that for eval. So it's not too bad. It's literally like the price of like I mean, I don't think Apex even has a sale right now, so it's cheaper than Top Step, I believe, and it's just their payout and support is a lot better than most. So definitely recommend giving them a look and seeing going through like their page and just like looking and seeing. They always do like giveaways too on their Instagram, like giveaways for free accounts and stuff. So if you go and follow their Instagram too, they're pretty good. Pretty good with that stuff. Looks like we're getting a push down here. Looks like incrementally like lower, pushing this like support level at the 67. We'll see if we get that break and push down, but it's definitely trying. Here we go. Like I said, right on cue, baby. Pushing the support level. See if we can break it. So I'm hesitant because every support level that we've been having over the last couple days, um, every major support has just been getting brought up insanely. Like it's, buyers are just stepping in. But we'll see. Huh. I've had so much coffee today and I'm still yawning. I just yawn to yawn for some reason. The call ratios at about a point 0.79, point 0.8. So a little bit more bearish than we've been definitely over the last couple months. Nasdaq's kind of holding this 200 SMA here. Nasdaq's getting some interesting signals. I mean, Nasdaq's giving me buy signals. These TIG vals. I look at I look at this study for TIG val, which is up here towards the 6,000, which is somewhat high for a little bounce, but it's not it's not very promising for that study. Just chop right now, guys. Chopping away. Chopping away. All right, we're getting a little bit of a breakdown here. So here's our push down. We have the liquidity at the 65 level, and right about that is our point of control too. So we just tapped on that. Um, Getting our push though. So we're watching the point of control on the 65 level for a breakthrough. We have a lot of contracts down here at the 60s. 253 at 60. Contracts are just piling up at this point of control here. Liquidity's piling up. These constant pops in this tick val is kind of intriguing. Makes me think that we might just get some massive upside play at some point. We might start want to looking bigger picture at higher lows. So we might, instead of like these little dips, we might want to start looking like if we create a low here. So wait, I'm not in my charting. You guys go. So we have this as our low. We might want to look at a low here. Instead of like here, these smaller time frame lows, we might want to start looking larger time frame. We gotta kind of wait and see. Alright, so here's our 64 push. 65, 64. This is the level I was kind of looking at. 64.25 was my price target, and we just tapped 64. So I could have held on to that trade, but I'm not mad about it at all. Ain't nothing but a G thing. So bounced perfectly off of that price target I had at 64. Right, yeah, low 64. Let's see if we get a push below. Watch this like 1 hour completely like tap on this like lower body and then snap up. I would not be surprised, honestly. But we do have a lot of liquidity to the downside. We've got liquidity at 460 area. We've got liquidity at 450, 445. So we've got a lot of liquidity going down. The next entry kind of on my fib level would be 4454. 4,454, 4,455 ish. Considering we hold below the point of control at 65. 65.5. We're gonna want to keep below that and keep below like this new levels that we're making, lows, and push the body of this hourly below here. Yeah, it's a choppy way down. So it makes sense. Like zooming in, like this candle took us. So like for a breakdown here, I kind of would have looked at like this and then probably created some like stops here. This candle would have taken out stops. Like it's just blech. When I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna risk it. But I mean, it's a good trade down. It's a good trade. So from this 200 SMA down here, really good. So just watching this here, slowly pushing down. Not in anything right now. Keeping my profit for the day. Exactly. Nice call, man. Nice job. How many contracts were you in there? Or were you trading micros or minis? How are we doing on the day? Looks like a giant U almost here. Like we could just be Uing all the way back down. Giant inverse U. Right back down to this 4,458 kinda. And maybe even below. We're getting a little oversold territory. But that's just showing some momentum to the downside. Ay, I think riding this thing out, like might not be the worst. It could just definitely see us push down here. 4,450 area and find that liquidity. 4 44.58. We got a lot. 58.75, 44.55, and 44.50. Looks like we're gonna get our first real pullback here from this dip. Probably consolidate a little bit. Be healthy. I'm gonna go ahead and get off for now, guys. I might hop back on later, but I gotta take my dog on his lunch walk. And we just had this move down, so I kind of expect some consolidation anyways for a little bit. I'm gonna make some lunch for myself. But yeah, I'm gonna get off now for now. I'm at 8:30 profit. Keep my profit on the day, and hop back on later probably and see where we're at then. Maybe look for some continuation down. But as of now, we want to stick below like this point of control, which we have it. The 65.5-ish area. We probably like chop around there a little bit, but yeah, that's my game plan. Anyways, I hope you guys continue making some good money, and if I'm on later and you guys are on, I'll catch you then. See you guys.